Hello, welcome to the Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus, and I'm so glad you're here today. If you enjoyed this episode, then you're going to thoroughly enjoy my free newsletter, The Feel Good Tribe. I send out email occasionally, maybe once or twice a month, loaded to the gills with information, stories, some entertaining stuff too, and tips about being vegan, business tips, tips about spirituality, and so much more. Go to veganosaurus.com/newsletter. The link is in the show notes and sign up. We had a dish called millet burrito at our vegan restaurant. It was a whole wheat wrap, a special in house recipe that we filled with millets and corn and tomato based sauce and lots of other flavorful ingredients and vegetables. We really loaded it. So much so that it had to be served on a plate and people needed to eat it with probably a fork and a spoon. It was not something you could hold in your hand and eat. We were very proud of ourselves for creating this dish, and we were 100% sure people would love it because who wouldn't? It's so filling, it's filled to the brim with stuff. It's going to be deeply, deeply satisfying. But over time, we noticed something. Over the weekends, at the end of Sunday evening, when we counted how many dishes we had sold, how many of what we had sold, experimentally, randomly checking, we noticed that our other wraps were doing very well. Saturday and Sunday, falafel wraps sold 32. Saturday and Sunday, roasted vegetable wrap sold 16. And then the pataka wrap filled with deep fried potatoes and capsicum and tofu and stuff like that sold 41. Millet burrito sold 2, sometimes even 1, or even 0. What the hell? Why was this happening? A dish that we were so proud of and that was bigger and more filling than any of these other wraps. Why weren't people ordering it or reordering it in particular? So initially when we'd introduced it, yes, there was curiosity and many people had ordered it. But over the weeks, over the months, this is what we noticed, the dwindling in the orders of millet burrito. So we decided to start asking people why the burrito wasn't to their liking. When somebody ordered it, by the end of the meal, we'd ask them what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it. And more so, we asked the other customers when we suggested it at the table saying millet burrito, and they said, no, I don't want that, I didn't like it so much. We'd ask them why they didn't like it so much. The most common answer surprised us. It had nothing to do with the taste. The taste, everybody agreed, was actually delicious. But they're like, it was so loaded with stuff, so filled and overflowing that it was overwhelming. It was a big mess to eat, and it took away from the joy of enjoying all those flavors, all of those really nice, fine ingredients, because it was too much, it was too stuffed, and by the end of it, they're like, oh no, I'm bored, it's too much, or I'm overwhelmed, it's too filling. Not easy to eat. That was the reason people didn't want it. See, we all think that more is good. More is irresistible. Recently, when we went on our trip last month, I decided to stay home a lot and I did very few things. I had less things on my agenda and I thoroughly enjoyed the trip. But there were others in my group who filled up their day end to end, really overloaded it. Sure, they did seem to enjoy what they did, but I could see a difference in energy levels, the way we felt, the enjoyment of the moments, the memory recall of what we had done. I could see a difference in the people who did a lot, like stuffed their days to the max, and then slowly reducing with the people who did lesser things, and then me, how I felt. Overloading is never the answer. When it comes to your business, your work, your creativity, same thing. We think that every second of every day has to be maximized, otherwise, it's a waste. I've started this business, now I have to do every single thing, focus a lot on it, give up every last drop, every ounce of my energy and time to this business, to this job, to this project that I have started. That attitude is only going to overwhelm us, drain us, and yes, some amount of work may have been enjoyable. You may have been enthusiastic while you started it and while you were doing it. But by the end of it, you don't enjoy it as much. The enjoyment of the work, the joy of the serving, especially if you're doing something, heart-centered, you're running a business that is serving the world for a higher purpose, to make the world a better place in some way. There is an inherent joy in that, a satisfaction. But when you burn yourself out, when you stuff your days end to end with work, 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 thinking about it all the time, trying to maximize what you can get out of yourself, out of the business, out of the trip, out of the day, when you try to maximize it, it dullens the taste, the relishing of whatever it is you're doing. So, don't spread yourself thin. Don't try to fill your day, your plan, your agenda to the brim. Spread the plan thin. Make sure you have large swaths of time to slow down and enjoy whatever few things you're going to be doing, whatever few things you're going to be experiencing. Instead of going wide, go deep, go slow, and experience everything in its richness. When there is lesser, you will also appreciate that experience more. I enjoyed every ounce of the days in my trip, the slow days in my trip. I enjoyed those very, very much. I relished all of it. I'm not saying that the people who filled up their day to the brim didn't relish it or enjoy it. But they didn't relish and enjoy every single bit of it. However, I enjoyed every single ounce and bit of it. You know why? Because I wasn't wondering what I'm missing out on. I wasn't thinking, oh no, this day got wasted, this time got wasted, this trip got wasted. Same thing with business. Whatever comes, comes. I do what I can, I serve how I can, I put it out there, and then that's it. I don't push myself to overdo anything. And then no regrets. That's the important part. It's not about what you're doing or not doing. It's that when I don't do it and when I don't overstuff my life, I still have no regrets. In fact, I probably would regret it if I did overstuff my life. Consider this for yourself. Because when you have a habit of filling things up to the brim, then you're always going to be feeling it's a waste. You're wasting something. Oh no, I could fill it up even more. There is never ending thirst. There is a never ending desire to maximize it even more and more and more. So let go of this desire for maximization, this tendency to fill things up. Sometimes try to go with the flow. Allow yourself to slow down and gently enjoy more of the less. See what that feels like. The more you do it, the more you will remember. One of my friends was saying, when it comes to holidays and trips, people go and you ask them 10 months later, 1 year later, or maybe even a few years later, they'll be able to tell you, I went here, I went here, I went here. They will recall that they went there, but they won't remember the feelings they had while they were there. They don't remember exactly what happened while they were there. That memory fades away. When you slow down and relish each moment slowly and enjoy it, you recall a lot more. The value of it gets distilled and saved in your system beautifully. So, maximize your nostalgia, maximize your memories, but don't try to maximize your day, your energy. Don't overstuff your life. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening to the Feel Good Factor. If you're not there yet, join the Feel Good Tribe, my free newsletter. Go to veganosaurus.com/newsletter and sign up. Talk to you again next week. Take care. Bye.